Hey everyone, welcome to my channel and welcome back to my subscribers. In this video, we're doing something interesting and what I think is fun. We are going to be ranking precious metals from the best metals to stack all the way down to the worst metals to stack. Because in today's modern marketplace, sellers have a lot of things that they want to try to convince you that are good things to buy because they're making margin on it. But the fact of the matter is that not all of these products are good products to buy, and not all of these metals are great metals to stack. As always, this is not advice. This is how I see things. And please leave a like right now if you think this is interesting content and if you think more people need to see it. The like button is your way of spreading the message. So, how this is going to work is like this. We are looking at metals that are readily available from bullion dealers in different shapes and forms. The list is there on the right, and we are going to evaluate these metals, these products that the dealers are selling, because that is how most people gain exposure to physical metals. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to place them in tiers you see on the left, ranging from king tier, meaning the best of the best, that it can't be beaten, all the way down to I would rather hold fiat tier, meaning that I would never consider stacking these metals, at least in the forms that they're being sold by these bullion dealers, specifically online. Now, just a word on how I am determining where they go. I am looking at the following variables. So, I'm looking at 5-year price performance, I'm looking at mainstream acceptance and ease of trade. I'm looking at future necessity and future importance of the metal. And the fourth variable that I'm looking at is rarity. And when we combine all of these variables, I am going to place them in those tiers you saw on the previous image. So, the first metal we are going to place on our table today is copper. And I have done an entire video on copper rounds just like this one you see here, which are sold by bullion dealers around the world, especially online. And the main takeout is that these things are awful to stack. When I first did my video on copper rounds back in February of this year, copper was trading around $4.50 per pound. So since then, the price has come down significantly by about $1 per pound. So more than 20%, yet the prices of these copper rounds that they're selling, that bullion dealers are selling, which back then when I did the video were at a 700% premium, the prices of the products have not moved even a penny, despite a 22% pullback in the price of copper since I made that video. And that's why these copper rounds are going into the I'd rather have fiat tier. And for those of you who do copper scrapping or save copper pennies, don't confuse that with what I am saying here. What I am saying is that the copper rounds sold by many bullion dealers are a ripoff. And the point of me making this video and showing these tiers is to help people who are stacking metals, especially a lot of newbies out there or people looking to diversify their stack, kind of give them an indication of at least what I think is worth considering and what's not worth considering. And as I said, these copper rounds are not worth considering. Okay, now that I've made many of you mad, let's talk about platinum. I've done a video on platinum as well, but it was a while back, and I think some people slightly misinterpreted what I was trying to say about platinum in that video. So, just to be clear, platinum is an amazing metal. In fact, there is one thing I really like about platinum, and that's the fact that it's rare. In fact, when I was doing research for this video and really trying to determine how much rarer platinum is than, for example, gold, I found that platinum is about 30 times rarer than gold. And a fun fact, it's so rare that if you were to melt down all of the platinum ever mined and poured that into an Olympic swimming pool, it would probably just reach your ankles. So a fun fact about really how rare platinum is, and because it's rare, I do like it for that reason, but not only for that reason. As jewelry, it's hefty and it's really hard to work with, which often makes it in its jewelry form more expensive than gold, especially in watches. And that's despite the fact that gold's spot price is nearly double that of what the spot price of platinum is right now. And anybody who's a fan of watches out there, as I alluded to, will know exactly how expensive platinum watches can be. And when we compare its price performance to that of some big tech stock names like Facebook or Alibaba, which have really been struggling lately, stocks that I admittedly have long-term positions on, platinum over the last 5 years, which is one of our variables, 5-year performance, has outperformed them. So it wouldn't be too serious of me as somebody who comes online and talks about precious metals, stocks, real estate investing, sometimes crypto. It wouldn't be very serious of me to sit here and say that I don't like it and I don't think it's a good investment. That said, I do have some concerns about platinum, and I mentioned them in that video that I did on platinum a while ago, and I'll just reiterate those positions for those of you who haven't seen that video. And the first one has to do with ease of trading it. For many people who have purchased platinum, which sells with a roughly 10 to 15% premium, and have then tried to sell it later on, you've learned that many bullion dealers actually aren't too keen to buy it. In fact, those that are often willing to buy it offer prices that are even below the spot price, meaning you would need to have a significant upside on price versus the price that you purchased it for this type of product to make any sense at all. And on that note, I simply don't see the opportunity for that huge upside in the future. Admittedly, I don't have a crystal ball, but with roughly 50% of platinum demand being based on use in the automobile industry for internal combustion cars in catalytic converters, and the fact that, like it or not, there are more and more electric cars on the road each year, I personally think the demand for platinum will slowly deteriorate over time. Its rarity will certainly help it retain value, but with respect to what tier I would place it in today, as you can see here, I just can't put it higher than C level. And for that reason, I don't personally own any platinum, and I don't plan on buying any platinum bullion in the future. But if you have platinum, I certainly hope it comes in handy for you someday. And that brings us to the final showdown between gold and silver, both of which have performed similarly over the past 5 years, gold having the slight edge, up about 30% as of the time I'm making this video in US dollar terms, and versus silver, which is up about 17% in that time. Both metals have been recognized as and used as currency for thousands of years. They are both very liquid, meaning easily exchanged for other things, for example, fiat cash, if that's something that you may need to liquidate, I'm saying your metals, to liquidate them for fiat cash in the future. It's very easy to do that. And no matter what happens to our current fiat system, as I've said in past videos, both of these metals will have enduring value as they always have had throughout history. So there are a lot of similarities there which make it very difficult to place them in different tiers. But it's not impossible because there are some fundamental differences that I pay attention to as a diversified investor that I use to actually slightly differentiate these metals. On one hand, silver has great speculative upside potential, and I've spoken about that ad nauseum in many videos. I think personally it could triple in price over the next few years, and I've demonstrated exactly how I think that can happen. Gold, on the other hand, has been a reliable hedge against inflation over the last many years, where sometimes actually silver has failed that test. And again, I've covered that in past videos. I'll link them up in the description in case you're interested in checking some of those videos out. So, when looking at how I rank these two metals, here it is. For me, more than anything, I use metals as a savings protection mechanism. Just in case there is any turbulence on the market that impacts my ability to earn, for example, earn money, or impacts the liquidity of other investments I have made, as I said, I can trust metals to have value no matter what. And especially when you're talking about gold and silver, they're very liquid. And although I think silver has great potential to grow price faster than gold, at least in percentage terms, the fact is that I don't think that growth will be faster than what I can get investing in disruptive technologies. And I've also made that clear to many of you on this channel in the past. Now, that doesn't mean I am allocating all of my silver money to tech stocks right now. The balance may have altered slightly, that's true, but I am still slowly stacking silver, as I have done consequently since 2007, and I am placing silver in tier A for that reason. Gold, on the other hand, and this statement is based on all of the analysis I have performed, is almost the perfect inflation hedge. It's safe and stable, and sure, it might not run up as fast as silver, but I don't need it to. I need metals to be my fail-safe. And for that reason, gold is in my illustrious king tier, and right now I have actually shifted my purchase ratio to favor gold a bit more since I stocked up on silver when it went below $18 per ounce. Now, if you like this video and would like to see how I rank other metals and other assets versus metals within this tier system, please let me know in the comments right now. I can absolutely add things like real estate, stocks of specific companies, cryptos like Bitcoin and XRP. I think this might be a very fascinating rabbit hole for us all to explore together on the channel and rank things from different asset classes versus each other within this tier system. All I need for you is to tell me in the comments and I can make that happen. Please don't forget to like and share. It will really help me at a pivotal moment in my life. I really want to go full-time here on YouTube, and your help can make that happen. Before we sign off, I want to say hello to this young gentleman. His name is Yahya, and he is an Egyptian boy who's a big fan of Bald Guy, and apparently he really loves watching the videos. His mother sent me a photograph of him watching the videos, and what I want to say is it's very good that young people like Yahya are out here watching YouTube, getting this kind of information, because that is why I started making these videos, and that's what it's all about. And if you haven't left a comment, leave a hello for Yahya, please, in the comments to encourage this young man in building his knowledge about how to plan his future and how to protect himself against an unstable system. Thank you once again for watching. I wish you all a fantastic week ahead. Bye.